Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a ranked LOL game here on the Overture Games YouTube channel. My name is Smitty6166 and I will be your caster for this evening. Now, I will have to speak very softly because everybody in my house has got to bed and I don't want to wake them all. So, in today's game, we've got Caitlyn, Gangplank, Lux, Nocturne and Sona versus Tristana, Rammus, Xin Zhao, Fizz and Leona. Now, today's game is certainly going to be very interesting because, one, it is a ranked game, so expect some rage quicks at some point, or possibly even a surrender at 20 scenario, as I flick it onto the directed camera there. And one of the things that I would most like to point out right now is the fact that it would appear that it might be a Gangplank versus Xin Zhao in the top lane. Now, this is something I haven't seen for some time. I've actually seen Gangplank come up for some time. The only time I last saw Gangplank was watching CivHD on one of his streams, and his usual thing of, let's do AP Gangplank, and we will abuse the oranges and all the stun disruptions. But it'll be interesting to see what goes on and how. I just need to bring up something on my side window there. Right. Hopefully that hasn't upset the recording too much. Perhaps says it's okay. So, as this game continues and gets underway, one thing I actually want to look at is Gangplank. And what has he got there? He's got magic resist. No, we're not off the Fizz game. Look, we're off the Gangplank. Thank you. Let's see. He's got no spell pump, no magic pen, no ability power. So yeah, he's definitely going AD. It's going to be quite tanky versus Xin Zhao. So anyway, nothing really happening in the double one there. Everyone's starting on their jungles in a semblance of order. Nocturne going both same as Rammus, both getting them done at roughly the same time, but both with different people there. So Caitlyn Tristana is going to be a little bit behind on the XP count compared to Caitlyn. But it'll be interesting to see what happens. And there we go, the first blood going down there to Gangplank, but will the Ignite take over? Nope. So that early aggression there from Gangplank not quite being enough to take on that early levels in jail, but it's definitely forced him to back away, but it's giving him that huge advantage now. He's got that nice free bit of 400 gold, so he's also going to go and buy something. There we go, straight up with the longsword, extra wards and pots, and now he can go back to the lane happy as Larry. So meanwhile, Rammus now is sitting in the race. He hasn't got his red buff yet. As soon as he gets his red buff, I wouldn't be surprised to see him come down and try and get this Lux to help Fizz with his sort of harassment against Lux. He's trying to close the gap, and he's doing a phenomenal job of doing so, but at the same time his health that keeps dropping lower and lower. And if he's not careful, Lux will actually pick up a kill and actually bring this game back in favour of the blue team. And things still getting quite heavily aggressive down in the bot lane as well, as Sona is doing all the heals that she can for Caitlyn, and it's sadly not going to be enough, but the damage is certainly there. Caitlyn getting very close to a nice early kill, Fizz getting very low there, and will Rammus be able to get one final round out? Nope, so Lux is barely escaping there, so that was nearly a second kill in this game already. Certainly going to be a very aggressive game, hopefully. And there we go, Nocturne coming out there from the game from the jungle. The Blight Bunny comes down, and there we go, Lux getting the second kill of the game, and now brings the gold favour back in favour of the blue team. Very well played there by her. She is now on 700 gold, so I wouldn't be surprised for her to come back with an amplifying tome and some pots. We'll see. There we go, Chalice of Harmony bought straight out. Leona finds Caitlyn, and they might even get Son off the back of this. Rammus came down for a gank, and I completely missed it, but Tristana was bought alarmingly low. So, ganks all around. Gangplank again, though, goes down to Xin Zhao. There's so much aggression, I can't even keep up. I might even have to backtrack 15 seconds to see what has happened in that sort of 30-second chunk alone, but I won't bother. I shall try and do this all in one sitting without anything going wrong. So there we go, Nocturne now getting heavily aggressive upon by Xin Zhao, and Xin Zhao is going to get the kill there, go on a killing spree, and now that's happily given him the red buff, so now his minion clear is going to be phenomenal, and he's already now sitting on 1,000 gold. So now that top lane feels definitely lost there in favour of Xin Zhao there. And Gangplank is going to have to try his darn hardest to make up for it. He's not going to do very well. He's only got the crit damage though. And Xin Zhao though is going to back away, so he's forced to farm underneath this turret. In a way though, it's also very helpful for Gangplank because that parlay of his, whenever he gets a kill with it, it gives him a gold boost. Similar to Ash's Hawk Shot. There we go, Rammus has come out trying to get the rollout, but it's not going to be enough, so in a way that's wasted Rammus' rollout, so that's rather well played there by Lux. And she still has this advantage over Fizz. If we look at the CS count at the minute, she's ahead, but not by much at the minute in that mid lane. She has got that kill, however, which is why she's actually quite far ahead. Xin Zhao in the top lane is miles ahead of Gangplank now with 3 kills, no deaths, and even having the CS advantage getting that brutalised nice and early. If we look at the bot lane temporarily whilst things go on, though, we might see some aggression there from Nocturne and Rammus, as Nocturne does a bit of counter juggling himself to try and get the red buff back away from Rammus. Rammus is going to see what's going on. Will he try and engage? The bindings have come out, the fear has come out, the rollouts come out, and both champions are very low on mana, and it's going to back away. Rammus is going to concede defeat to Nocturne. And of course Nocturne now could start to do a gank in the mid lane. He could go top, you could even go round, do wolves, and then sort of gank the bot lane, which would be a real surprise for Tristana and Leona. There we go, Fizz doing his hop, skip and jump there and getting a nice couple of free kills. Things still not going very well up in this bot lane for the blue team. They are actually still down that kill, if I recall. So yes, Leona is down a kill and things aren't really going their way. Although the vision ward they're coming out from the blue team allowed them to clear the ward out the river. So Nocturne is now free to gank from that direction if he so chooses. He's obviously going to do his golems first and then come around. He's biding his time rather nicely. Caitlyn is now doing her best to come back into this game. She's done a phenomenal job of doing so. So Leona dives in now and actually gets quite a lot of damage off. That's a phenomenal amount. Nocturne though with that epic level 6 gank that he has when he does his paranoia. And now Leona is going to try and find herself a Caitlyn, but it's not going to. However though, Sona or Nocturne finds it. Nocturne gets the kill. But there we go, Tristana. Oh my god, Caitlyn, what happened there? You threw yourself right back into the fight when you didn't need to. And there we go, the nice little kill there coming out for Rammus against Nocturne, and Sona nearly getting a double kill. The landmine comes out though. Lux has her laser ready. The shot comes out and Rammus dodges it at the last possible second. I have a feeling Lux really wish she had that laser now. But Fizz coming in, knowing that she has no cooldowns, they haven't quite all reset, so we can avoid the full combo that will come out from it. And sadly, they are both going to walk away from their respective lanes. Sona's going to sit there and now brush with the ward, and now go back, and she's just going to support Lux. Or no, she's going to go back herself now and get the mana potion, well, the mana regen she's going to need to continue the fight. And there we go. The shark, well, the killer whale, Earth is going to come out there from Fizz, but the light binding is countered in a sense by the stun from Leona as Caitlyn tries her hardest to try and keep up, but sadly she's going to have a very hard time doing so. She's no Tristana. Excuse me. I have to go to bed myself after this cast. So, Lux there, farming out that wave quite happily, but the ping's coming out like mad. Rammus has found Lux, and the damage coming out from Tristana now is absolutely phenomenal. There we go, that's the second kill that Tristana needs. Gangplank now finally gets the shot down on Xin Zhao, so he's pulled his way back into that lane. And there we go, as Leona is forced to back away, getting dangerously low on health. Though Caitlyn trying her hardest to try and pull off that net and Piltover Peacemaker combo. It's a really quite difficult combo to pull because the 90 caliber net pushes you backwards. But anyway, if we look at the gold now, at the 10-minute mark, we can see that Tristana is on a nice healthy 2 nearly 3k over Caitlyn, who's only just got to the 2k. It's only just got over 2.5. So bot lane is happily going in favour of the red team so far. If we look at the top laners now, definitely gone into favour of Xin there, as Gangplank is only just about to hit 2.5, and Xin is on 3.25, so rapidly getting up to 3.5 as well, with that 4 kill, 1 death, and 43 CS to Gangplank's 1, 3, and 26 minions. Meanwhile though, things going very bad in the mid lane as Fizz finds Lux. The paranoia though comes out from Nocturne, but sadly it was too little too late, and he can't quite make that advantage stick. So anyway, keep pressing tab when I don't mean to, it's my apology. There we go, Nocturne is now trying to farm up the device and try and get the team advantage back in his favour. If we look at the items here now, whilst everything's semi-calmed down a little bit, he says, going straight to the bot lane, knowing that Caitlyn's getting heavily harassed upon by Leona and Tristana. And the crescendo has come out as well from Sona, and the explosive shot that pushes back everyone back. Fizz is roaming around as well. He might even go for the dive here to try and pick off Caitlyn. He knows that she's got to be around here somewhere. She's actually walking back, as it's actually safer than recalling. But however, Rammus and Fizz playing a very dangerous game there, as Gangplank also drops the artillery barrage, but Fizz gets that kill. Tristana comes in to soak up the last of the tower aggro, so that way Fizz doesn't go down to tower damage, neither does Rammus. And now, if the blue team isn't careful, they're going to lose this bottom turret and actually lose their first turret of the game. I really think it might be time to switch things around a little bit. Fizz now going back up to this mid lane. He's looking for a nice free sexy Lux to take down, but sadly can't quite get it, as she is playing hard to get. Don't worry, Fish Dude, I'm sure you'll have your chance eventually. So then, as things continue on, we look back at the items again. Leona, there we go, there's the turret gone down by Tristana. Leona there has already started to build that Aegis of the Legion now. She's got that Emblem of Valor and the Ruby Crystal, which means she's going to be building a phenomenal amount of health and armour when it's all fully completed and done, which means Caitlyn is going to be useless, the same with Gangplank. If we look at her lane opponent of Sona, she's got loads of mana regen, and in a way she's actually slightly better for this team comp with Leona, because she has the range to poke with. She can keep everyone healed up just by spamming her abilities back and forth. And when a team fight breaks out, she can crescendo and just lock everybody down, which is going to give her team a huge help. To be Nocturne can land her abilities, his abilities, sorry. Caitlyn can start knocking people out, single targeting them, and then just waiting for that opportune moment and acing and holding someone and getting that kill. However, I wouldn't be surprised to see the blue team surrender. Seriously. Truth be told, as we actually look at the scoreboard here at 13.5 minutes, they don't have a tower, they are behind 1.8k, and they are down 7 kills. And then if we look at the gold advantage, they're all on 3k, whereas the red team, the Zinchao is on 4.5, Fizz is on 3.6, same for Rammus, Tristana's on 3.7, and Leona's lagging behind only because she's support on 2.7. But anyway, the ping's now coming out. Rammus is going to attempt to roll out onto Lux. The shark just missing there, forcing Lux to flash. So in a way, very humongous advantage there anyway, because now Lux has no flash. And Leona can just dive in. And Tristana can also start jumping around and start doing all that damage with her abilities. Rammus now comes in as well, rolls out as the damage goes in, and there we go. Fizz picking up another kill onto Lux. That's a phenomenal advantage now. Lux now has finished the Thief and Holy Grab. The ace in the hole comes out to try and pick off Fizz, but Tristana and Rammus come in the way to block it at the last possible second. Fizz is forced to back away. Sona though is going to go down in a blaze of glory, protecting Caitlyn. So that was a 3 for none engaged there for the red team. Now doing phenomenally well in this game. I hope for nobody in the blue team this was their promotion match, otherwise they are table flipping right now because they're on such a back foot. And there we go, Rammus now sitting there and roll out, just keeping people away, keeping that advantage to pressure the tower as best they can until the wave catches up with them.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
And there we go, Xin Zhao makes it turret number 2. Lux though finds Leona, and would she go for possibly Rammus or Tristan? It looks like she will. All of her abilities are off cooldown now, so she will start pushing for it, but they're going to run all the way back up to that top brush. And like I said, checking the hedgerows, making sure no one's lurking around. They know that Xin Zhao is also going to back as well, but interesting to see what he gets now. There we go. Not to be expected really. He had the brutalizers. There we go. Black Cleaver. He's now also going to get phased for slow and health. He's now pinging for someone to take blue buff if they want it. Or if not, he will quite happily have it, which I'm guessing he will. So, as we look at the items now, at the 16-minute mark, Caitlyn has yet to buy a decent attack damage item. Tristana's already starting to build up that bloodthirst. It's nearly finished as well. She's already got her tier 2 boots. She's, what? Actually, she can make it now. There we go. She was hanging around in spawn for that. She's now got her bloodthirst built. Caitlyn's actually ahead though because she's got more attack speed, sorry, and that sort of stacks with her abilities. As a fight breaks out in mid lane, as we can see, Fizz tried to get onto Lux there, but Xin Zhao picking up that kill, and now Nocturne found himself a free Fizz. Leona coming in from the bottom down, and Xin Zhao going in with the knock up, and now picking up Sona, and Gangplank coming as well, hopefully trying to do, or looking to hopefully try and do something, but I don't think he can do an awful lot. That's a crying shame there, as they couldn't quite get the necessary damage. There we go. That was the kill. I was meant to hit H to hide everything. So there we go. Rammus now coming in for the rollout, trying to pick off Caitlyn, but can't quite make it. Gets caught out by Nocturne. Xin Zhao though is taking a humongous amount of damage. The fear is on him. And there we go. Gangplank gets that one kill there. Xin Zhao gone down, trying to get Rammus as well, but sadly not going to get anywhere fast. 3 people are now in this mid lane. We're going to start pressuring down onto this mid lane turret, and the pings are now coming out from mad like from the red team. As Leona is there, Tristana's there, the shots are coming out. Rammus has now come back as well. Fizz is type back in. Nocturne is going to go down super quick. And there we go, there's the ace in the hole. Fizz doing a phenomenal job there of blocking the shot now. It's 4v4 in the mid lane. But the red team are all damaged, whereas the blue team have all backed, they're all bound hardened, they've all got their items as well. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. I just randomly pinged my bad. And there we go, the abilities now coming out left, right and centre from all teams trying to farm that wave up, and the blue team are now trying so hard to push in onto that middle turret. I'm forced to look at my own sound reading to make sure I'm okay, to which I am, thank God. So, all that, so I can see my key bindings. Okay, so apologies for all of you that had to see that. So whilst things are going on, we can see that Lux is now trying to lock out a Tristana, and Tristana hasn't got a lot of MR at the minute, so Lux will have a lot of damage. Earth trying to pick off a free Lux, but not getting the snag that is necessary, which is a real shame. That shot is very hard to land though. It's better played in a team fight situation. I don't know how long he's got until it is back up again. He's got another 60 seconds here until it's up again. So that's when we might expect the team fight to be. As Lux does a phenomenal one-wall combo to pick off Tristana now. And Caitlyn has been picked off by Rammus. Taunts it down. The crescendo comes out as well, but Rammus is just too tanky. And now it's 3-on-3 in the mid lane, but no one getting any headway whatsoever. Xin Zhao and Gangplank back to the same old song and dance. Or Xin Zhao being super aggressive and Gangplank having nothing to respond with. Nocturne now coming around, trying to make this a 4v3 gank in the mid lane and not being able to make anything connect. Leona diving in, but Rammus and Fizz are not on the same page and wouldn't dive in with her. So making that dive next to bloody useless. But we will see how things progress. No one's taken the dragon yet, strangely enough. Normally when you push that lane, push the lane out, you would go straight for dragon. There we go, Nocturne saying, come on guys, we can take it. I mean, it's only got the items to it at the minute. And he's got that knock at the Iron Solaro, he can pop for 3 armor. And Caitlyn coming down now for that 3 damage. But Xin Zhao and Leona coming around, Fizz and Tristana shortly behind. Rammus is coming in at full rollout speed as Lux gets a double kill there. She might even pick up a triple if she can find Fizz. One more attack. No, Caitlyn picks that one up. A triple kill there as she picks up Tristana. Will they find Rammus? The blue team has done a phenomenal job to come back around through this. The Paranoia comes out, one more hit, and there we go. The ace comes out there from Nocturne. Well played there by the blue team, bringing themselves back really nicely into this game now. Although they are down kills and turrets, doing that alone has now brought the gold count, so they are just slightly behind, and they're going to get a turret behind this as well, and all because nobody can take the dragon. So there we go, and now they're going to go and do dragon as well on top. So now their gold lead is going to be pretty damn impressive, considering how far behind they were when they lost first blood, and Xin Zhao essentially got fed. And there we go, the lasers coming out, all of the abilities coming out. They're going to pick this up now and go back and buy. At least Lux definitely is. Gangplank as well. Lux has got 2.5k in her back pocket, and Gangplank's got 1.2. Interesting to see what she gets. And there we go. Ravenous Death Cap is going to be the next buy there for our Light Mage. Oh, excuse me. As Caitlyn starts farming up that bot lane a little bit more, and is obviously looking to stop the pressure coming in from the red team as they now start doing a 4-man stack down here. They really want this bottom lane in the turret. Obviously their plan is to start pushing the lanes in one by one, starting with the weakest and work their way to the hardest. Nocturne comes in though, he starts taking as much damage as he can, but there's too much damage coming up from Tristana now. And the crescendo comes out, well played, gets everybody but Leona. But sadly, with the lack of communication, it's now putting them in this really bad position. Caitlyn's come back as well. The Gangplank ult map wide has done its job. But sadly, Nocturne goes down. Lux has gone down to Fizz as they both came out to try and help out. But Caitlyn picks off Tristana, and the ace in the hole went off, but I don't think he got anyone. I think Rammus managed to dive in the way at the last possible second. Earth tries to come up and be fed by Fizz. They're going to lose Solid this way. No, but they're actually going to pick up Caitlyn instead. Although, will Caitlyn be able to... just one more attack, and that would have been a blue buff for Caitlyn, which would have been a humongous boon for her. And there we go. Xin Zhao forces it back away. Fizz is forced to recall. He will probably himself start going into the Rabadon's Death Cap route, or we could go down to the Archangel Star for mana. It'll be a thing to see where he goes, or we could just be backing for health. Yes, he is just moving away there on the minimap. So if we look at the item style, actually, as everything calms down a wee bit, we'll start at the top lane first. We'll look at Xin Zhao, which we can see he's got that Black Cleave from Phage. He's got plenty of health. He's also got Armor Shred galore, and he can even slow when he gets basic attacks off. So he's going to be doing knock up, slow, or Armor Shred. He's going to be an unstoppable force against this team, who really hasn't built a lot of armor at all. Not even Gangplank, his lane opponent, has actually built a lot of armor. He's only got the Ninja Tabi. He's going to be like a split push sort of build. And there we go, Pink's coming out from the red team with Nocturne starts cleaning house using those pink wards. And there we go, Rammus is forced to top lane to babysit it, and he's going to start farming that wave up rather nicely. So if we look at the mid lane this time between Lux and Fizz, Fizz is actually doing really well, but Lux at the same time is also doing a phenomenal job to keep up. If we actually look at their gold value as champions, they're actually about equal. They're only 300 out, which isn't a huge amount in the grand scheme of things, but it just shows how perseverance actually pays off. They've both gone down a similar route in terms of items, the only difference being that Fizz relies more on melee damage if he's gone to the legendary route, whereas Lux is all about cooldown and just spamming abilities one after another non-stop. So she's going down to the Rabadon's cooldown reduction AP mage build sort of route. And there we go, if we look at things things start to go out all out aggressive. The shock, well, Earth comes out and does very little damage onto Sona there as we hide the HUD there to try and get a full view of this team fight as things start to break out. or not, as the case may be. It was going to be, well, I had the feeling that Team Pro was going to break out. Now, who's going to get this video over? Is it going to be Gangplank, or is it going to be Lux? Looks like it's going to be no, Lux is going to pick it up, which is going to be good for her. Means now she's going to be spamming those abilities off one by one, and the mouse stop misbehaving. And the blue team's going to have full vision of the red team now. They've got wards all over in their core, all over the mid lane brushes. So now there's 5 of them in that mid lane. They're going to start pushing down quite heavily onto this mid lane turret. They're going to have to start grouping up now. All the ultimates are ready for both sides, apart from Solar Flare and the Shark. But never let it be said that you need an ult to win a fight. There we go, the light binding comes out, they find a Fizz, but they need Rammus first. Rammus is the one who wants to die. The Jonas dives in as well, the laser comes out from Lux. Rammus though gets off Sona using that sort of earthquake ability of his comment. The name of it. Nocturne though finds Xin Zhao, but Gangplank is going to go down to Tristana as Rammus goes down to Lux. So it's now 2 on 3, so that was a 2 for 3 up engagement there for the... that's just terrible. I hate it when Fizz does that. So yeah, 2 for 3 engagement there in favour of the red team. They've nearly got Fizz on top. That would have made it fantastic. Oh, so it wasn't 2 for 3, it was 2 for 2. What was it, 2 for 3 and 1 just respawn? Ah, who cares? I'm sure you'll correct me in the comments below. But yeah, they nearly had Fizz as well, but his jump saved him from Caitlyn's ult, which is now on the full cooldown rather than the target died cooldown. But there we go. And there we go, the red team now have lost their bottom lane turret, just solely to a minion wave. This is the kind of thing that Caitlyn's been doing. She's been making the purple waves smaller so the blue waves get bigger. And if we actually look at the items now, Gangplank's got Trinity Force and Static Shift. So he's got a real mix of AP AD. If we look at his lane opponent of Xin Zhao, he's now got that Frozen Mallet, which means he's got more health than anything, but he's also going to have a better chance of slowing people down. With the junglers when it comes to Nocturne and Rammus, Nocturne is miles ahead of Rammus. Rammus is only just about to build his Sunfire Cape, whereas Nocturne has already got Warden's Mana and is looking to build a Frozen Heart to keep his mana. And red team now picks up their dragon, so now dragons are equal, but they are losing turrets all over the place. They have now lost all 3 of their turrets, the same for the blue team. And this is something I've noticed quite lately, where teams will just literally equal out turrets and then that'll be the end of it. And there we go, a massive fight now breaks out in the mid lane. Red team trying to go down onto Nocturne, but the Lux laser comes out a humongous amount of damage. The Fizz is brought so low, forced to run away there from the Gangplank ultimate. Caitlyn picks up Xin Zhao, they're going to pick up Rammus as well if they're really quick on the ball. Though if Lux is lucky, she might get out a light binding. Leona though doing a phenomenal job of tanking all this damage down here in the mid lane. She's going to pick up, Tristana's going to pick up 3 knocks, and they might even get Caitlyn if they're lucky, or it could be a Rammus. More likely it's going to be a Rammus. Come on, one more shot. No, used it as a bait. Well done there. They're going to just narrowly miss Caitlyn, but they pick up a Gangplank, so that is all good for them. And Lux went back on that uplift, or she was, no, there she is, running around. She's going to go down though to a 4-man team. Doesn't quite get Rammus. So there we go, all in all a 3 for none engagement. So the red team doing a phenomenal job of holding on to what little they have despite losing 2 turrets for a dragon. So there we go, now they're going to pick up a turret of their own in response, and that's actually going to bring them ahead, although not by much, it must be said. So we are now at the nearly at the 30-minute mark in this game. Whilst I'm munching on delicious crisp. So we're at the 29.5 30-minute mark. Caitlyn has now got Infinity Edge and that last whisper. So now her critical damage is going to be really high, and at the same time it's going to shred through the armor that Rammus has built up on himself. So a good item choice by her. If we look at Tristana, she's only just got that BF, the Bloodthirster Phantom Blast of a single target damage and a BF sword. and her attack damage is actually going to be higher than Caitlyn's. Mainly because that BS sword stacks really quickly when you got a good, decent farm behind you. And there we go, Lux trying to do the laser to try and get out of damage. The bow is popped, but Xin Zhao does all the work, and Leona secures the kill as they try and now push down onto the mid lane inner turret. They're trying their absolute hardest to close the gap. The Nocturne comes in from out of the shadows, trying to find himself a free Xin Zhao, which he does, but they're going to lose Nocturne in the process. Fizz though gets shut down, Rammus gets shut down in a double kill. Tristana's gone down as well. Leona's the only one left, and that's another race for the blue team. The blue team are phenomenal at these comebacks. Gameplay, they're picking up a triple kill. Obviously, you should never underestimate a gangplank. So that was 2 deaths, 4 and an ace. And they're going to pick up a turret that might even start think about doing some damage to this inhibitor. And definitely start bringing things back so to the inhibitor turret. Might even actually be able to take it before Xin Zhao gets back in a few seconds. But this bot lane wave is getting rather large. If they're not careful, they're going to lose their top lane turret to the minion wave. Just as the red team did earlier, losing their bottom lane turret to a massive minion wave. But anyway, we're now 30 minutes into this game. Blue team are ahead with 5-4 in turrets, so 48 to 44k in gold, but they are behind in kills by 5 at 21 for 26. However though, if we look at the items, Caitlyn is now really pulling out an advantage over Tristana, because she's got Infinity Edge Last Whisper, she's now got a Zeal, and she's going to get a Bloodthirster of her own shortly. Gangplank himself has also looking to get that Infinity Edge. He's already got the Trinity Force and Statical Shift, so his wave clip is going to be phenomenal. Lux has got Revenant, has now started to build up her spell pen, so now her laser and the light bindings are actually going to start doing extra bits of damage that the team isn't expecting. Would help from the camera. Nocturne has gone full tank man mode. He's got Locker of the Iron Solari, he's got the Spirit Elder, the Ancient Golem item. Random and Omens, he's popped it, and he's even popped the Iron Solari as well to try and give everyone some free shield and some free armor. This Tristana and Rammus goes down. They might get another ace off this, they might even find themselves a free Leona. The ace in the hole comes out and Xin Zhao dives in to block the shot, but goes down to Sona. And Nocturne now trying his absolute hardest. The laser now picks off Fizz. Can they get Leona? They just need Gangplank to come in because he's got the sight. That's the second ace. That's the third ace, sorry, in a row for the blue team. Their acing streak has yet to be broken. Now they're going to ping like mad to do this inhibitor. Whereas Nocturne is saying, hey, let's do Baron. We're ahead. Let's get more ahead. We might as well. Gangplank's going to go down and help him out. And there we go. That's the inhibitor gone down. Caitlyn and Sona are both going to go. Rammus and Tristan are going to be up for another 5 seconds yet. So the whole team will probably be up about halfway through this battle. So the chance of a steal is there. But it'll be interesting to see what happens and who's what and what goes on where. And there we go. We can see that Nocturne and Gangplank doing their phenomenal best to do all the damage they can. Lux, however, hangs around in that base, and she's going to go down as well if she's not careful. And there we go. But Baron has now gone down. 4 members of the blue team now have Baronesha. That's essentially having a couple of extra items in your back pocket for 1 monster kill. So this is definitely something. As Rammus, Leona and Xin Zhao are forced to farm out that top lane, and Tristana and Fizz are forced to go do the red buff and hand that over to Tristana. If we look at the red team's items, who are ahead in kills, we're not in golden towers. Tristana's got the Bloodthirst, so she hasn't quite got her Infinity Edge yet. Rammus is doing a really heavily armor build, which is good, especially against the amount of attack damage that's coming out. But he's going to need more health than armor afterwards. Xin Zhao has now gone into Don't know what he's building with that. Double daggers and longsword. I can't even think what group that goes to. And there we go. The regen there is going to give Nocturne a humongous advantage after doing that dragon. But anyway, yeah, Xin Zhao's gone quite tanky. He's also gone quite offensive as well. And Fizz, of course, has gone down the AP route where he's got Lich Bane. And we're having the Zeph Cap, and I wouldn't be surprised to see the Abyssal Scepter to start shredding the ability power down. So that way his abilities do a bit more damage. Right, sorry about that. I'll tell you that more this Christmas. So anyway, 4 members of the blue team now all have the Baron buff. The only one who doesn't have its ally is Lux. Now they warded up the blue buff, they're looking to try and steal it away, but they can't. I think they didn't do a red buff either, they wanted to just stun her. So what we're going to do is now they're going to push this bot lane out. And possibly try and take the bot lane and the bot lane inhibitor, and then force the red team in a position of either defend 2 lanes or defend nothing. And this is only going to be an interesting fight when one breaks out up here in the top lane, as all hell breaks loose. The light bindings come out from Lux. The crescendo is not ready yet from Sona. She wants them all to line up, but they're not going to line up. They're all going to stand in a wall to block him up the stairs. But Gangplank and Caitlyn doing a phenomenal job sieging this, trying to get Leona to bait it in. The Yordle Snaptrap's also doing a fantastic job there. Sadly, nothing will come of this other than just a poke war. There we go, Ramus though does a flash rollout. He's not going to have it though, the exhaust will slow him down phenomenally. But he's going to find a Gangplank and a Lux right there in the bush. Leo dives onto Lux. Nocturne comes in with the paranoia. Xin Zhao tries to dive in and knock them up with 3 Talon Strike, but he's not going to have the opportunity to do so. Lux dies, Ramus dies. Xin Zhao and Leona die to Caitlyn, giving her a double kill. Sona picks up the 4th kill, in that engagement. And now all that's left is Fizz trying to defend the tower, but he just might concede it to the blue team. There we go. There's the turret. Will they go for the inhib as well? Yes, they're probably more than likely going to get it. Fizz is just forced to sit back on the tower because he can't do anything against all this aggression.
Red team's turret has been destroyed. Red team's turret has
There we go, it's 2 kills. And now definitely going to lose this Nexus now. It's GG to the blue team. Well played by them to come back from quite far behind. So anyway, my name has been Smitty6166. Remember to like, favourite, subscribe to other YouTube channels for all our wonderful videos and some more Lolcasts in the future. And I will see you all next time. Bye bye.